Welcome back, Lakeland Sports. Now in the equipment room here at Bemidji State with the manager of the equipment room, equipment manager for BSU men's hockey, and that's Toby Palmiscno. Good to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you came up with this idea actually a season ago, and we got to it here early this year, talking about personal hygiene, taking care of your equipment, and then equipment purchasing, kind of a guide for parents, and maybe a couple of tips that can really help the parents out. And maybe, first of all, let's talk about cleanliness. Keeping that stuff clean means, well, longevity, among other things.
Well, yeah, and I think for parents, there's just a couple things you can do when you talk about longevity. One thing people don't do ever until they get to the higher level is take the insoles out of your skates every time you skate. It will reduce the drying time in half. It will make them last longer. The rivets will last longer, and they'll smell better in turn. So that's one thing, that quick, easy thing you can do every time. Along with that, taking your equipment out of your bag every time you skate. I know it's easy to just throw it, and people say, oh, just zip open the bag in the basement, but that's not going to help. You need to take everything out, and again, wash the clothes that you wear and your practice socks and practice jerseys as every day would be great, but as often as possible.
Right. You're talking about a drying rack maybe in the basement, throw a fan on it idea?
Yeah, most people, I mean, if you have a little spot in the basement, most kids have a little spot where they keep their sports equipment and whatnot. But yeah, I've learned to learn one little trick, that if you take a dryer sheet and you put it in the back of a fan and just kind of blow it on your equipment, it makes the room smell a lot better real quick. Yeah. And so it's just one of those things I picked up over time, and I think more and more equipment managers, we do that in visiting locker rooms throughout the year.
Beyond drying your equipment, is there anything else that you can really do? And I'm thinking maybe even the outside of the skates or something.
The other thing too is, I mean, there are sprays and there's Febreze and stuff like that, and it's all great, but everything except for your helmet and your skates can go in a washing machine. So, I mean, maybe not the one at your house if you have a regular sized, top loader, but if you have a front loader, or if you go to a laundromat, everything from gloves, pants, shoulder pads, shim, everything can. So maybe once a year, at least at the beginning or end, would be, or twice a year. Our guys do it a little bit. We wash our gloves regularly, but the women's team is actually really good about it. They'll bring their stuff in bi-weekly, I would say. So
it's amazing the difference in smell between a junior hockey team, a high school hockey team, and then you get up to the Division I level. It's just taken care of too, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think a part of this too is someone is paid to take care of their stuff, like right. Me, where they're not in junior hockey or high school hockey. But then again, doing laundry every day and having the facilities where you can air your stuff out is huge. Sure
it is. Well, let's turn our attention to the equipment and purchasing first of all, and some of your tips there.
Well, I mean, it's no brainer. Anyone that's a parent out there knows that purchasing for hockey is so much more today than it was when I played. When I played, even a new pair of skates was $250. How much was a new pair of skates when you played?
Oh yeah, 150. Maybe.
Yeah, and now we're looking at $800-900. So I mean, it's night and day. The thing is, every company, like your Bauer, your Easton, your Reebok, your CCM, they all have 6 or 7 price points, and there's no need that anyone, maybe when you're in high school, but if you're a bantam, peewee, or below, should buy the top level price point. There's 7 price points for a reason. Pick 1, 2, if not 3 down from the top. They're charging you a little more money for one extra feature that's really not that great. So I think that's the biggest thing is to buy, to know that there are price points and that the differences aren't always what they seem. And then along with that too, go to a sporting goods store or someone that you're comfortable with working with.
Right.
So
that extra little money you spend from your sporting store, it's worth it, isn't it? That personal contact, exactly. and they can take care of you if something goes wrong.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing. You can buy online, anything can be bought online, but if you go to someone that you always go to and you have issues, they're going to help you out. So
awesome, Toby. Thanks for this. We'll have to do it again later on in the year.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Toby Palmiscno, the equipment manager here at Bemidji State. Be back in just a moment with more on Lakeland Sports.